GTM Podcast 38 Blessing of Life Blessing 5 Having done meritorious deeds in the past Part 6 Considerations Part 2 and illustrative examples. Hello everyone. You are listening to GTM Podcast. I hope you enjoy learning our 38 Blessings of Life in the Buddhist knowledge series so far. We have come to the conclusion part of Blessing 5, having done meritorious deeds in the past. In this episode, we will continue with the considerations of how does the merit should be taken for granted and give its fruit in our life, and also a little bit of illustrative example to make you understand. Let's get on with that. Overcoming shyness to accrue merit. Yes, sometimes when we are doing something which we are not used to, we might feel a little bit shy. It is obvious from the examination of our present circumstance that we are living in a time when the circumstances of society are not very catalytic anymore. Because of the difficulty in discerning the fruits of meritorious action, the majority of people in the world today 1. Don't know the importance of merit. 2. Know the importance of merit but don't know how to go about accruing it. 3. Know how to accrue merit, but because they have not made merit making an implicit part of their lives, they are not particularly motivated to accumulate merit. Some people want to do meritorious deeds, but are too shy. Some people know that it is good to bow down in respect to one's parents, but because they don't make bowing to their parents part of their everyday life since they were children, by the time they are old enough to realize they are too shy to start something new. The important thing to overcome the shyness we might feel in accruing the merit in our lives is to make it a part of our daily routine, so that we don't lose touch with merit or become unfamiliar. In this respect, there are 3 important pieces of advice for the practitioners coined as motto for those attending at Dhammakaya temple. 1. Any morning when you have not given alms, you should allow yourself to take breakfast. You should get up in time to give alms to the monks on their alms round at dawn every day. If there are no monks on alms round, you can always collect up a small donation on a daily basis in a piggy bank and offer them at the temple the next time you go. If you can manage to achieve this, you will avoid poverty in the long term. Even if you are not particularly well off in the present lifetime, you can be assured that if you give an alms every day, eventually you will put an end to the hardship of financial insecurity. 2. Any day when you don't intend to keep the precepts, you shouldn't dare to leave the house. Once you have taken the precepts, you should revise the intention to keep them every day for the 5 precepts. At the very least, you will always be within the protection of the 5 precepts, like an armor of morality. This merit is the second major investment we have to make in our life to ensure our enduring well-being. 3. Any evening when you haven't done your chanting and meditation, don't dare to go to bed. If you can manage to do your chanting and meditation every day, no matter how tired you are, you will be like the warrior who is ever ready for battle with his sword ready sharpened by his side. If you start today and train yourself in all 3 of these ways, you will be like a soldier ready for battle with strength, a supply of provisions, and a suit of armor and a weapon ready, sharp, and ready for battle. However many times you go to war, you will be victorious every time. If you start living a lifestyle by which you accrue merit today, you will start to get the benefit today. There is no need to wait for next lifetime before starting your good deeds, because whether you will have the chance to do good deeds or not in your next life is dictated by the amount of good deeds you do in this lifetime. Thus, start doing good deeds today this very hour, at this very second. In addition to the merit you cultivate as a matter of course in your daily life, you should look for opportunity to increase your store of merit on special occasions, such as offering a meal to the monastic community, go for the longer meditation retreat, ordain temporary for the cause of a raining season. Don't go thinking that you already have plenty of merit stored up from your past. You may be wrong. If you really had a lot of merit in your past, you would be able to sit comfortably for the whole of the hour-long meditation session. If you still feel uncomfortable when you meditate or feel that you have to change your posture, that is the sign that you still have room for improvement in the merit you have stored up for yourself. You need to use the precious life of yours to rectify your fault and weakness. And the best way to do this is to do as many good deeds as you can. Otherwise, the hunger of the mind will go on unabated. Now, as you have learned how to make merit, how the merit functions and how it does deliver its fruit, let's take a look at the example of what we have for this blessing. Metaphor: merit in the past, pedigree. The nature of the difference is not the same as the pot balm bonsai of the previous blessing. It is not caused by the environment. The difference lies within the person himself. It is a personal attribute which differs in strength from one person to another. Compare a wild strawberry with a domestic breed of strawberry. You can water and fertilize a wild strawberry all you like, but in the end, it will only produce a lot of leaves and a few tiny bitter fruits. By contrast, a domestic strain, even if neglected, will produce numerous and succulent fruits. The difference is factor which belongs to the plant itself. With plants, it is the pedigree, but with people, it is the residue of the behaviors they have built up for themselves in the past. Not a reputation, because that needs a third party to remember it. It is something they build up inside them, whether they have witness for their behavior or not. Next example is the metaphor merit, food for the mind. All dynamic things in the world have fuel on which they feed. Fire burns on brushwood. A tree needs food, but the food that nourishes it is sucked up through the roots. The body burns on physical food. To get the food we need for our body, we must find ourselves a job or a career. A light bulb burns on electric current. Sometimes the energy is stored up in the object itself at a previous time, like a car battery. Sometimes the engine is used as it is obtained. All of these things must be provided with the fuel they need, or else one day, if the energy they have stored up is exhausted, they will become useless or even die. All of these objects have their own food or fuel to nourish them. But as meditators, the object we are most interested in is the mind. The mind too must have a food which can fuel its efficient activity. But what could possibly function as a sort of energy which the mind could store or use? Indeed, the personal residue that we are talking about has the special quality of being like food which nourishes the mind, so that the mind can, to its full potential, attract good opportunities and things on all four levels of success mentioned in the previous episode. If mind is well fed, it has repercussions for all other levels too, soon or later. Now, let's take a look at the example story of Sri Jataka. The Bodhisattva was once an ascetic and had an elephant trainer as a patron. A wood gatherer sleeping at night in the hermitage heard two roosting cocks abusing each other. In the course of the quarrel, one cock boasted that whoever ate his flesh would be king, his skin commander-in-chief or chief queen, and his bones royal treasurers or king's chaplain. The man killed the cock and his wife cooked it. Then, taking it with them, they went to the river to bathe. They left the meat and rice on the bank, but as they bathed, the pot holding the food was blown into the river. It flowed downstream where it was picked up by the elephant trainer. The Bodhisattva saw everything with his divine eye and visited the trainer at mealtime. There, he was offered the meat and divided it, giving the flesh to the trainer, the skin to his wife, and keeping the bones to himself. 3 days later, the city was besieged by enemy. The king asked the trainer to don royal robes and mount the elephant, while he himself fought in the rank. There the king was killed by an arrow, and the trainer, having won the battle, was made king, his wife being queen and an ascetic his chaplain. The story was told in reference to a Brahmin who tried to steal Anatabindika's good fortune. He perceived that the good fortune was embodied in a white cock for which he begged. Anatabindika gave it to him, but the good fortune left the cock and settled it on the jewel. He asked for that also, but the good fortune went into a club. The club was also asked for, and Anatabindika, giving it, asked the Brahmin to take it and be gone. However, the good fortune now settled on Anatabindika's wife. The Brahmin thereby admitted defeat and confessed his intention to Anatabindika, who told the story to the Buddha. Some of you may be wondering who is Anatabindika. He is the number one supporter during the time of the Buddha. And so, that's showing us how the merit is function. Whoever has the merit, all the luck stay with them, as the story explained. I hope you enjoyed the story and the knowledge offered in this blessing so far. We will continue ourselves in the next blessing, which is called Establish Yourself in a Proper Way. What is it about? And how do one need to establish themselves properly? Stay tuned in the next episode. If you like the program, don't forget to subscribe, like and share to your friends, so that way it can benefit not only you but your companion as well. We hope to see you again in the next episode.
ขอพระพรเปี่ยมล้น